This tutorial is for help on question number 3 in the reading quiz. However, it will also be helpful for a lot of the percentage problems that we will be dealing with in the Mobius homework or other quizzes or the exam. So if you're here for help, this is the place to be. The first thing I want to do is just kind of give a visual for these percentages and prices and sale price. So the first thing I wanted to do is look at the total. And I think this is important to understand that the whole entire price is 100% of the price. Now you can think of it as a pie chart, or I think my brain kind of breaks it up as a fraction bar or a percentage bar right here, but some people might see it more as a pie chart, kind of a percentage wise. So when something goes on sale, so the original price would be the whole pizza, the whole pie, everything is 100%. But if it goes on sale for, let's say it's a 40% off sale right here, then that means I don't have to pay the entire price, and I'm only going to pay the 60%, this blue part. This is why in the textbook and in the other tutorials I've done is that we're going to take this 100% and subtract the 40%, because then that leaves us with only the 60% that we're going to pay. So we only pay for 60% of the price if it's a 40% off. And we can also do this with just decimals. So changing the 100% to a 1, I'll do this on another line. If I do just 1, then I need to subtract not 40%, but change that to a decimal by moving the decimal over 2 places, which is 0.4, and that gives us 0.6. And we can go back and forth between these as long as we understand that the 100% is the 1, 40% is written as 0.4 in decimal form, and 60% is written as 0.6 in decimal form. It makes it really easy. In the elementary school and earlier classes, they probably had you find this by multiplying 0.4 times the price and then subtracting it, which actually takes longer than just saying, oh, I can subtract it here. Since I'm only paying for 60%, so you take the 100 and subtract the 40, which gives you 60, and then multiply that to your original, which gives you your new amount that you pay. So this is the other kind of visual if you want to break it down like a fraction bar, which is kind of how my brain works. I see it like this and I split it in 50, or over here for 25 and 75 or so forth. If you have a 10% off, then you pay 90% of the price, and so forth. So there seems to be a lot of confusion when we get to the mattress question in the reading quiz for question number 3. And I think it is, where do you put the amount that they give you into the formulas they give you in the textbook? So I'm not going to follow the formula necessarily or even translate, but just kind of go through it in a more logical fashion so that maybe it might make more sense for a different type of learner. So the first thing is, we walk into this mattress store. There's a price here. Unfortunately, it doesn't say the original price, but you see next to it that it's advertising it's had a 30% off sale, and the price that you pay is $570. Maybe this price tag is damaged, or they didn't tell you the original price, so you just have to take their word for it that they've already done the 38%, which is why I think it's important to know this, so that maybe you calculate it and you see the original price and say, wait a minute, you calculated that wrong, or something like that. So here we go. So the first thing we want to do is kind of go back to that, I want this smaller down here, the picture, right? So instead of it being, well, it's pretty close to the 48, 38 is pretty close to 40 and 60, just a little less here. So we know that we're going to be dealing with 62 right here. And we can go through the process of doing 100 or 1 minus 0.38 and find out the percentage that way. So what I like to do is think, well, if I was calculating this, I would have my the price I pay, and that's going to be, well, they took the original and they multiplied it by the sale. Sorry, I should spell that correct. Original. And they multiplied that by the sale, right? So I'm going to get less of the price tag. So I'm going to take this original and multiply it by, we'll do our math here, 100% or 1 minus 0.38, because I'm not paying for the entire 100% of the price tag. So if I subtract that, then I get the price that I pay, and we found that out by taking the original. I did it again. The original, and when I subtract that, I get 0.62. That tells me that I'm only responsible for 62% of the original price tag. So the other percent, this green portion, I don't have to pay that, which is really nice. So I hope that made sense. I don't want you to memorize an equation if that's not your learning style. So just kind of break it down as to what makes sense for you. Okay, and then that we were told the price that we pay is $570. So we can put that in here. 570 equals whatever the original price tag was. We can put, yeah. And then multiply that by 0.62. And to solve this, I want to solve for the original price tag. This is being multiplied, so I divide both sides by 0.62 to eliminate it over on this right-hand side. And then I'm going to use Excel. Okay, 0.62 divided by 0.62 is 1. 1 times the original is original. So I'm going to copy this, paste it here just so I can see that that's my final calculation, and come over here. In fact, I'm just going to copy that because that will help me eliminate typos. Control V or Command V to paste. I'm going to make sure I don't have any extra spaces in there. I think I'm all good. Press Enter, and that gives me my original price. Now, the next part is, does it make sense? A lot of people are trying to memorize these equations and they throw these things in and they come up with an answer and they think, okay, it's an answer, but always make sure, did it make sense on it? So does it make sense that the original price would be higher in this situation? Yeah, absolutely. Because remember, we're only going to be paying for a smaller portion of that. We're only going to be responsible for 62%. So the original, I did it again. The original price is going to be a higher amount, and we are not responsible for paying the full $919, but we only had to pay the $570. All right, I'm going to go ahead and press pause so that this video doesn't end up to be too long. For the next 3 videos, you'll find some help on finding the sale price, which is the opposite of this, backwards, and then next finding the total with tax and finding the price before tax. Those who are not in the United States, these are actually typically rolled into the total on the price tag. In the United States, we don't have the sales tax included, and so I hope that will be eye-opening for everybody, and I'll see you in the next one.